Thank you very much for the nice welcome. I'm a professor at the University of Hohenheim, and my team is working on the conversion of biomass to plastics. Plastics has very unique properties, and we can't really substitute it completely by other materials. But what we can do is to produce plastics from biomass, and that's what we are doing the whole day. Our focus is on biomass which is waste or is growing on places where no food is growing, because we want to avoid the competition with food production. This is very important. And what you see here is chicory. Chicory, you know, as a salad. But what we are using is the roots of chicory, which is waste today. You don't eat it. And what we produce from these chicory roots is a platform chemical called hydroxymethylfurfural. And okay, you love chemistry, I know, I see it. You love chemistry. But it's very easy. It's a compound with two arms. You see it here on the slide. And because of these two arms, you can make chains. And these chains are called polymers or plastic. That's the whole story. So you need a molecule with two arms. And this is produced here from the chicory roots. And from this compound, you can produce bottles for drinks or nylon stockings and a lot of other things from chicory roots. So the basic idea is to use waste biomass and convert it, or biomass growing on marginal land, or everything to avoid the competition with food production. And so these are the ideas I want to introduce to you. One is chicory conversion, and the other is a plant growing on marginal land. First, chicory. If you grow chicory, and you see it here, it looks like a normal plant, green. And after harvesting, the roots are stored. And during growing, the plant produces an energy storage. And the energy storage is the component you see here, inulin. And that's what we want to have. And after the storage, the roots are put into a very dark and warm room and is supplied with a aqueous fertilizer. And doing this, the salad is growing, and this process is called forcing. And here you can see during forcing, a part of the inulin is consumed because the salad is formed, but only a part. And the other inulin is still there, and we can use it. And in fact, the plant is helping us during that process. During forcing, an enzyme splits the inulin into smaller parts. And these smaller parts, sugars, can easily be extracted by water. So our first reactor is the root, the first reactor of a chain of chemical reactions. And you see it here during forcing. The amount of fructose is increasing, and this shows the splitting of the inulin, which helps us very much during the process, and therefore we love the chicory. But we can also use other plants. For example, artichokes, Jerusalem artichokes, radicchio, and a lot of others, and also grass and wood, if we want to. So, you love chemistry, I know. Hydroxymethylfurfural is a platform chemical. It simply says that we can produce a lot of different compounds from that. And from these, a lot of compounds, we can produce even more different type of products. Bottles and nylon stockings are only examples. We can do a lot of things out of that. The other aspect is if we have marginal land too poor to produce food, we can grow miscanthus on that. It's something like grass. And from this grass, we can also produce hydroxymethylfurfural. In this aspect here, or in this process, we can also produce two other platform chemicals, furfurals and phenols. And from this, we can produce resins. So here we have additional possibilities to substitute fossil-based polymers by bio-based polymers. Here you can see the harvesting of miscanthus. We can also use, for example, reed. In northern Germany, there's a lot of reed we can also use, and it's not used, by the way. So there are a lot of possible feedstocks. But important is to convince the people that something like this is possible. Perhaps also you think she's stupid. She's telling you something which is simply not possible. But to show the people how this works, we will build up a small demo plant. And here you can see the principal processes we need in the scheme. And below there's a wooden model for this demo plant, where you also see all these unit operations. And we do this, the production of the miscanthus, and also to build up the demo plant in one of the farms of the University of Hohenheim. And this farm has also a big biogas plant you see here. And near the biogas plant, there's a building we will use for our demo plant. And the biogas plant is very important because we need something like an infrastructure. And the infrastructure in our concept we need is a biogas plant. So the idea is to build up a biorefinery. We produce different products. And we do it in small, decentral plants, very near to agriculture. We do this because near to agriculture, we can realize nutrient recycling. We can use the nutrients which are in the plants again as fertilizer. And also, we avoid the transport of biomass along long distances, which is simply a waste of energy. So we can do it in a sustainable way. The final product, the bottle or the stockings, whatever, will be produced in a larger plant. But we can use different feedstocks in different small on-farm biorefineries to produce the first step, the platform chemical. That's the idea behind. And this is not only a process, a chemical reaction in the lab, which is in this case also demonstrate in the view of chemical engineering. We need special people for that. We need persons with a special education. And as a part of the whole concept of the University of Hohenheim, we educate people to run such equipment. These young people have to learn a lot about biomass conversion, process engineering, but also agriculture and economics. And this is done by the bachelor and master courses of Nachwachsrohstoffe and bioenergy, renewable resources, and bioenergy. And perhaps you can't see that, but the young ladies there in white, they have the earth in their hand. They can make something which gives something a little bit of revolution in agriculture and also in chemical production. So what I have introduced you is an idea to produce plastics from chicory roots, but it's the whole concept how we can manage that by on-farm biorefineries and with people with a special education. And as part of this concept, it's also important that we can recycle this kind of polymers, that we can recycle also the nutrients during the process. And this is the whole concept and strategy of the university. Thank you very much.